What was that? Bro, I don't know what the fuck you doing, boy.
What's happening with your mom? This Jap5 the bully, you feel me? With the funk that him and C-Mac got going on. If they ever gonna get it from the shoulders, C-Mac gonna lose off top. C-Mac can't fight everybody, you know that. But Jap5, he known for punching those shit, you feel me? But let's get into it.
Jap gonna serve that boy like a Popeye's chicken. Tell C-Mac the homie ain't worried about him.
I'm gonna correct it. First of all, it's not no beef.
Okay.
Like, no, there's no way we beef.
Okay.
That's entertainment.
Never seen him?
I never seen him.
Assume.
I never heard of him before the internet. Like I said, I've been in the streets my whole life. I know his big homie. Coldest part is Big C-Mac. He used to be my barber.
Before we get into the story about Jab, we got to talk about how crazy LA is. We all know LA been crazy due to all the riots and all the programming in the 90s. But to keep a fact about LA, they one of the cities that color bang. Basically, you gotta wear neutral colors, cause you come outside wearing red or blue, oh yeah, you getting checked immediately. Can't wear certain hats, cause gangs got certain hats.
Yup.
And the sad thing about it, you could just be visiting your first time there, and they'll just rob you just cause of clothes you got on.
It is. You know what I mean, you know what I mean.
But let's get to Jab. I'ma have him explain how he grew up.
All my life,
whole-
since I was a baby.
You already knew that was
I
what
was
it
just like, I knew about it. Like, I knew my dad was from Hoover, and then I knew that he was somebody from Hoover, and I knew a lot of people looked up to him. So that's kind of what I grew to look up to.
Really? That's interesting. So you never...
He
you
facing
never had
life
like
right
a
now,
bad
though.
image of gangbanging to you. It was like, oh, this is kind of like the reason why my dad is respected.
Yeah, like me growing up over there, I just seen like the people who was respected, and we was like everybody Hoover. Where I'm at, the crackheads from Hoover, the bums from Hoover, the strippers from Hoover, everybody from Hoover. So that's just like in my situation, that's where everybody from.
As you can tell, he a product of his environment. Now, was it fair that he had to grow up like that? No, but he had to. But as a kid, he was the typical bad kid everybody know. Always fighting, stealing, cussing people out. And he was one of them kids that let the wild dog loose.
Hey, look, it's mainly too that Hoover's not Crips no more. They just criminals. You feel me? They still some of them some of them still claim Crip. You feel me? They still can't technically claim they under the 3X umbrella. You feel me? But they ain't finna. But they said they just criminals. You feel me? But some of them still say they 3X. They 3X Hoover moving, you feel me?
Loose, and you get chased by a dog walking down the street or walking home. He was that type of violent. But keep in mind, he had his dad growing up too, so his dad would force him to do push-ups, lift weights, so he could be bigger than all the other kids. With his dad being a big influence on him, he was always stay sharp in the streets. He never tried to get caught lacking.
Dead, a lot of people get shot, a lot of that. Slap boxing and stuff. We all started off like slap boxing, we all playing around, play fight, and they came back and they jumped us.
After that, he came back up there the next day, poked him up with a screwdriver. But then he'll get arrested and go to juvie. Now while in juvie, this is where the PTSD kicks in. While in juvie, he had to toughen up real quicker, cause everybody there your enemy and everyone can fight. Put it like this, it's just a big high school for males. So everyone there trying to be the top dog. And once somebody disagree, a fight gonna pop out. You already knowing. You not gonna listen to another man tell you what.
You see how he just did that when he just dissed Rolling. What he just did with the roll, that's dissing Rolling, you feel me? That's all 20s to the 100s. You feel me? He just dissed all of them. The 3X don't deal with the 2X, you feel me?
What to do. So if you're gonna spark,
and it's frowned upon for 3 and 2X to do collab everything together. That's why it was crazy when Snoop brought Trade E in. Trade E is from Insane. Snoop is from 20s. Back then, especially back then, they ain't, people was really getting knocked off. You feel me? Way worse than now. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what they was thinking, but hey, they did. Well, not they. Well, I don't know what was going on, but they said, hey, I don't know, but yeah.
Crack it off, and if you don't do nothing, you a little punk. And you're gonna keep getting bullied by the same people every day in that juvie. So you have to fight.
Moving.
But being ready at all times, it messes you up when you get to the real world. So when Jap got released, he was very aggressive. So being in the real world, being very aggressive, anything people does trigger you quicker than anything. So you're gonna spaz out. While coming in and out of prison, he'd link up with an OG that was doing it for 50 plus years in the cell. The OG, he would explain to him he needed to get home and change his life around. With that reality check, he would actually sit down, get his mental straight, and start thinking things through. So when he got out of prison, he did what every other gang member does. Start different avenues and even start rapping. With some of my research, I looked into his music. He got that East Coast, West Coast vibe music. Grimy. Would I recommend his music? Absolutely. If you're into that, you'll like his music. But I'm going to show you he got some words of advice. So when he started rapping and getting money, but it kind of contradicted itself too. Because the same stuff he was talking about, later will end up happening to him. But I'll talk about that later in the video.
And I noticed that it's a negative viral, and it's a positive viral. I used to be negative viral. As far as like the people that was following me were also negative people. So they used to be posting videos like, when you gonna slap another? They used to be messaging me like that, like, when you gonna slap somebody else? And I used to be like, what? And now it's people like, when you gonna drop your new song? I need advice. Like, now my messages are different. I start noticing that. And a lot of these dudes do that to go viral, but then they not knowing that
a lot of people,
nobody knew who you were until you did that video.
I don't know if y'all remember, but it was a guy called Block Boy. He's from LA and he went around dissing all his ops. All the stunning he did, saying F you, all that, and them found him lacking and he was deceased. And to be honest, I wouldn't feel bad for him because he didn't have to do all that. You can't be talking crazy on the net. And you live in LA, someone gonna find you. I'm gonna show his last live before he got locked up.
Wanna argue on the internet? See me in person and get cracking on.
Hey, LA is connected. You feel me? Everybody in LA know each other. They either enemies or they homies or they got family over there or something. You feel me? You can't just be dissing everybody. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna show you something, and I won't be walking around with security. Like, ask about me. I'll be in a mall by myself or something. Or I'll be with her. I'll whoop you on the dead homies. Weirdo.
You stuck.
Oh, Hoover, gonna say something. Indian Red Boy. Keep that name out your mouth. Don't speak on the deceased. You don't end up like you.
I ain't gonna lie, he just was on Demon Time on that fan on live. He ain't wrong though. You don't want to speak on the deceased. And the way what happened to Indian Red Boy, we don't want to speak upon that. But in November of 2021, a news article will be online. The article stated that he was involved in a 187 charge. And you already know, those type of charges, that's life right there. I'm going to have Crip Mac talk about the charge.
I heard the news about Jap getting picked up for he got picked up for.
It's part of gang banging.
Yeah.
You hear me? In jail, fight some shit like that, kid. In jail, that's normal.
Yeah.
It's normal, kid. That's generally everybody in there what jail is, and that's what people gotta realize. And Compton teacher, you probably can agree how program like this is in jail. You gotta stay on it, cause they've been in there fighting. They sitting in there, they working out. You fight me.
And to mention, the guy that got deceased, his name was Shady Blues. He was a high member in this gang. And as of today, Say Cheese dropped the interview with Jap5's homeboy and basically saying he's still fighting that charge. So at the moment, we don't know what's gonna happen to him till the news come out or he speak about it with a jail interview.
That's many. But hey, tell me how y'all feel about this. Like, share, comment, subscribe, to the See Next movie. And trust on friend up with guy SKLM. Peace.